Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of my live tea tasting. I've got a great blend for you guys today, so I'm going to just jump right into this because I am kind of excited. This is actually kind of sort of in the realm of, well, it was designed under the realm of St. Patrick's Day, so it's coming just in time. Tonight's blend is a limited edition called St. Casbah, and it's a Moroccan-inspired tea. It has gunpowder, peppermint, lemongrass, and marigold petals. And I tell you, I brewed this stuff and it smells incredible. So I am just ready to jump right in. But before I do, because, I gotta talk a little bit about the tea itself, I want to point out how beautiful this tea is. Look at how bright and colorful. It's got a lot of the marigold flowers in there. That's the yellow that just pops right out. Hey gamer, welcome. And then you have like the lemongrass, really easy to spot. Look at how big these chunks are. The gunpowder is a little bit difficult to find in here, because everything is so like big and chunky. Hey Teresa, hey Stea, welcome. Everything is so big and chunky, it like covers it up. So this has a gunpowder being a green tea, has a green tea base, but a lot of it is herbal. So I brewed it the same way I usually do a green tea. However, I do believe that this would probably survive as a if I had brewed it for either longer or at a hotter temperature. But to be safe, hey Ma, welcome. To be safe, I brewed this at 180 degrees for 3 minutes. So we're gonna see how long. We're gonna go ahead and see how it tastes. But check out this liqueur. Look at how clear it is. That's a beautiful looking tea. It's got lots of like vibrant yellow. I don't know how well this is showing up on camera. It might look a little bit pale, but in person it's a little bit. It's very greenish yellow, and I just love the look of it. You can see right through it, perfectly clear. I love this kind of a tea. So the first thing that pops up, for the most part, is the peppermint. Like, there's very little everything else. I'm getting a lot of the peppermint. There is a good amount of the green tea in it, but I'm not getting a whole lot of the scent. I'm getting some. Ooh, that's nice. It's smooth. You can taste the peppermint for the most part, and then there's a little bit of the lemongrass behind it. And I'm a big fan of peppermint and lemongrass. Two very strong flavors mashed up into one, and you get a nice kind of smooth, grounding, effervescent kind of flavor to it. It's really lively, really bright. And there's even a little bit of a mouthfeel. It's really smooth, by the way. It's nice and smooth, and it's just like I can feel a little bit of a sheen across my tongue. It's barely there, but I can taste it. Well, I don't know if you would be able to call a mouthfeel a taste, but it's definitely a sensation, like a little sheen over the tongue. I love that little bit of citrus that's in there. It complements the peppermint very, very well. I'm trying to think, like, it's got a very summery kind of taste, like spring is here. The Moroccan inspiration from this It comes from the peppermint and the what's the name of the company that makes this? This is Adagio. This is an Adagio blend. However, I don't know if it's sold on the site. This might have been an employee blend because it is a limited edition. So it's either seasonal or it's or is an employee blend. I don't believe it's an employee blend because it doesn't have anybody's name on it, and it looks like the label is not like homemade kind of a thing. But yeah, I mean, it's a really nice and refreshing blend, and it's made specifically for like the season that we're in. It's you can see the shamrocks on the label. It's supposed to be for like I know that there was a story behind Saint Casbah that they told me, the inspiration behind the blend. I don't remember what it was because I bought this actually like 2 or 3 years ago. But it's still a very refreshing blend. It's very lively. I thought once Adagio closed by you, that was it. Do you get your teas online now? Yes and no. They closed down and I have not shopped on the website, but that's only because I have like so many teas in my cabinet right now that like I'm trying to use what I got a little bit before I restock. I mean, like just the other day I tried to make a blend and I almost collapsed under my under like 20 tins. It was a scary sight. Now there's also something that I want to point out. There is very little actual tea in here, and I'm not talking about the definition of tea being the gunpowder green tea that's in here. What I want to talk about is how fluffy it is. Now, I'm going to take a little bit out. Hopefully I can show you guys. Oh, yeah, my hand doesn't bend that way. Let's try. Alright, let's try this. You can see how big all the petals are. You can see it's kind of fluffy, all of the marigold flowers on here. So you get that floral airiness from the blend, and it's nice and robust. You know, it takes up a lot of space and it gives off a lot of flavor. And that's what I really love when I drink this kind of a tea. Because it's nice and refreshing and it's airy. You know, it's not just a concentrated version of the flavor. When I drink this, I do get a little bit of citrus. You know, it's mostly mint, but I do get a little bit of the citrus. I do get a little bit of the vegetal from the gunpowder. Gunpowder tends to be a little bit of a heavier version of green tea, so you're gonna get like that smoky vegetal versus something that's hey Pops, welcome. You're gonna get a smoky kind of vegetal versus the either the grassy or the seaweed that you would get from a Japanese green tea. You get some of the smokiness from the gunpowder, and that's why this works. I don't believe that it would work so well if I had used like a Pilo Chun or something that's on the lighter, creamier end, because that's easier to overpower with the peppermint and the lemongrass. So the gunpowder is a really good choice in here. I get like this nice little earthiness, a little bit of a smoky vegetal kind of flavor to it. But again, it's not overpowering. You have to kind of look for it a little bit. And that's why I appreciate, because when you have a base of any tea, in this case being gunpowder, that's the biggest part of the blend when it's on top of the list. So you're looking at peppermint and lemongrass, although they are lesser because they're so big, it puts off more flavor. So like that's what I find most interesting about this blend is the fact that you have two big flavors, like the lemongrass and the peppermint, but as well you're getting the you're getting like a kind of behind the scenes grounding from the gunpowder. Peppermint tends to be super light, super airy. It's mint, Everybody's had mint. Oh wait, no, sorry, spearmint. Is it spearmint? Yeah, because there is a difference. There is a difference. Peppermint tends to be the stronger mint, while spearmint tends to be the lesser but more airy kind of mint. So you have that competing with the lemongrass. You need something to kind of bring it down a little. And that's where the gunpowder comes in. It adds a little bit of smoke to the blend. Oh, that's really good. So in cases like this, because you have like the lemon and the peppermint, I would actually love to try this iced. I love iced peppermint tea, peppermint lemongrass tea even better. So add a little bit of the gunpowder in there, you'll have a nice smooth blend that's refreshing and upbeat. I wouldn't ice this until like the summer, because when you need that extra cool breeze from the mint, comes in super handy. So that's my take on it. Peppermint iced tea is incredible on a really hot day. And like that's when you have a blend like this, do they specify where each ingredient is harvested? Unfortunately not. You might have to ask the staff where they normally get their herbs from, and 9 times out of 10 they'll tell you the website that it came from. It's what was it? I think it's like Blue Mountain Herbs or something like that. It's something mountain. I remember that, but the specific name of it just escapes me right now. But in this case, the gunpowder does come from China. I forgot the name. I believe it's I believe Yunnan makes. Don't don't look it up. I'm not saying I know this 100%, but it comes from. I believe it comes from the Yunnan province. This is just off the top of my head. I love how this, like, just as it cools off. Right now, it's approaching room temperature, and it's maintaining that same mouthfeel, but I'm not getting the gunpowder like I used to. It's becoming more on the sweet side. It's still maintaining that freshness that the mint provides. As well, I'm getting a lot of the citrus from the lemongrass, and it gives this kind of like I hate comparing it to cleaning products, but when you like Lemon Pledge, you get that strong lemony scent to it, not to indicate the taste, but just the scent, and it's nice and refreshing, and it's kind of uplifting when you take a nice swig of it. So speaking of that, I'm gonna go ahead and do the Thomas taste and see what I can find. Now I love how full flavored it is. I can feel it swishing around in my mouth. As I breathe out, there's a swirl, and it's really, really nice. It's actually mostly citrus, which is a little bit surprising because the whole time as I drink, all I've been tasting is the tea. The peppermint. It might just be the fact that I've been drinking the peppermint so long that I'm kind of sort of desensitized to it. Like, I know it's there, but the lemon is coming out a little bit more than it did before. Which, I mean, I love that. I love that kind of a tea that is still surprising, and even in little ways. Even as it cools down, it's going to taste differently at each stage. And there's kind of like a cakeness to it overall. I think that's a combination of the lemon with the peppermint, but also the sheen of the mouthfeel that gives it a kind of fluffiness. I think that might be playing a bit of a part in it as well. It's a nice little layer of flavor that just stays with you. When you drink a mint tea, you can expect a long burn. It's not going to stay. It's not just going to breathe away, unless it's a mint flavored tea. If it's a mint flavored tea, then it kind of burns a little bit faster, only because it's not actual mint. So you're getting what's left off. But in this case, there are spearmint leaves in here. And so you're going to get that nice, refreshing flavor for a really long time. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to get mint in your tea versus a mint flavor, because mint flavor is actually more expensive to make than just making the actual tea. The way mint tea is harvested, all it is plucked, withered. Basically, if it's crushed, it'll be crushed in the hands and packed and shipped. Meanwhile, if you're going to make something mint flavored, you're going to have to grind it down to a powder, liquefy it, evaporate it, and then you don't evaporate it. You liquefy it, or rather put it in the liquid, and then either spray it or steam it onto the leaves to give it the taste. But it's much cheaper to just crush it and throw it in there. You're good to go. So and especially when you're dealing with a company like Adagio, where they add the actual herbs, it goes a much longer way. Oh, that's a lovely taste. That's a lovely taste. It's just really nice and refreshing. I really recommend this. So, questions, comments, anything you want to talk about, now's the time. I'm opening up the floor for discussion. I don't have any announcements at this particular moment. How much caffeine is in this tea? It's going to be on the mid to low, because the only thing that's caffeinated in this tea is the gunpowder, but because there's so many other ingredients in here, there's not enough gunpowder to fit in the bag that would actually make a huge impact. So the caffeine is going to be low to moderate. And honestly, it would depend on the blend itself. Judging just by looks, I would say maybe there's a quarter or less of the gunpowder in this, because everything else is so huge. You're not gonna fit much more in there. And of course, I'm going to answer Teresa's question: what would I pair this with? Being such a bright and vibrant flavor, I would pair this with a dessert of some kind. Lemon cake or lemon pie, of course, because you have the lemon and the peppermint in there already. It would complement pretty well. Maybe something like an angel food cake, Uh, what else? What else? Something light and airy. Maybe like something, like a fruit salad, or ambrosia, which is basically a fruit salad with cream. Um, yeah, it's a really nice and pleasant flavor. It does well on its own, and it's the kind of tea that you can just sit back and enjoy your day with. And being that there's not a whole lot of caffeine, you can. I mean, depending on your tolerance, of course. You can have this later on in the afternoon, even the evening, and not really be bothered by it. Me, I have a strong tolerance to caffeine, so like it's fine for me. Um, Plus, the L-theanine will help you like digest it slower, so it lasts longer, but you don't crash afterwards. So it's a nice little blend that'll keep you aware. Mm. And there's one thing that I want to point out that's kind of like as it cools off, like the mouthfeel is getting a little bit thicker. Caffeine runs in your veins. Oh yeah, and I'm sure I inherited that as well. I was never a coffee drinker, even growing up. Um, and even I didn't even drink a whole lot of soda, if I remember correctly. Like I was never the type to drink all of the extra large on a regular basis. So I mean, like I have a high tolerance for it, but I think it's just genetics all around. But yeah, like this is not the kind of tea that would really affect you if you're like me. If you're not like me, you have a low tolerance for caffeine, you would be able to probably stay awake and alert. Um, it's not going to be a huge amount, but it'll be enough to get you through, I'm sure. Mm. Oh, that's delicious. I'm really enjoying this blend. Oh, you know what? I do have a bit of an announcement. Um, Starting on, I believe it's the first, April 1st, I will be doing something a little bit different just for the month, just to see how things go. Um, so what happened was on earlier this week, I think it was it should have been even yesterday. Tilula had made a mystery box, and I thought it would be a really good, a really good thing to do, just to unbox it for everybody on Thursday, and then Friday and every Friday after, to review one of the teas from the box. Now, I don't know how many blends are in this tea. I mean, sorry, how many blends are in this box? I'm assuming it's going to be enough, because I think there's 5 Fridays in, yeah, 2, 9, 16, 23, and 30. Yeah, so there are 5 Fridays. So there should be at least 5 blends in the box. So I'm really excited to see that and open it and see what's going on. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and officially April is going to be Tilula month, and I'm excited for that because since I lost my dear Adagio a few months ago, I need a new place. I need a new. I need to get a new brand behind me. Not to say that I'm going to stop doing Adagio, because I mean, I trust them and they put out good stuff. So I will continue to review this. Plus, I still have a bunch of stuff in my cabinet. So, mm. But April will be Tilula month, and hopefully I can talk to some of the people that work there, and maybe we'll get somebody from the store to talk about their teas. We'll see. Last time Juliet was wonderful enough to join us and talk a little bit about it. So we'll see if we can get that set up again. It didn't quite work last time. This time I kind of sort of know how to do it, but it all depends on the app that allows me to invite people on here, but we'll see. Yeah. I think that's the end of my announcements. Nothing's coming to mind at the moment. I will not be having another tea party Zoom meeting tomorrow, the virtual reality party. Probably, you're excited for the mystery box? Oh yeah, me too. You're so excited you misspelled mystery. I'm just kidding. I'll get smacked for that one later, I'm sure. But yeah, like I'm excited too because this is actually the first time they're doing it as well. So I'm sure they're putting them together and seeing how well it went. They only put out, what was it, 6, 11, 12, 13, 14. They only put down like 14 or 15 boxes in total of different sizes. I don't know what went in them. I don't know if they are like sample size. I don't know if they're full size bags. For the price that we paid, I'll discuss that when we actually unbox. But for the price that we paid, I'm assuming it's the bigger bags. So we'll see. I'm hoping that it comes with something that's new and interesting because I don't do a whole lot of Tilula blends because they're kind of sort of far away. Excuse me. But when I do go, I always grab a little something because they put out some good tea. Oh, look at that. I have very, very little left. Okay, so I'm going to open up the floor one last time. Questions, comments. Speak now or forever hold your peace while I chug down the rest. Woof, that was good. All right, thanks everybody for joining me once again. This has been an incredible blend. If it's going to be sold online, I will look for it and I'll post the link in the description. Until next time, have a great day. Great night, a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time. And happy St. Patrick's Day. Bye, everyone.